Look, Mr. Bubbles, it's an angel.
Hi everyone, Spider-Kel back again for another review. Not doing a Transformer review this time. This is going to be one of my different ones. It's on a figure that I bought a while ago, and I was really impressed with it, and I just really wanted to do a review on it. It's also from one of my favourite computer games, so I really just wanted to tie it in. Now, I'm not going to review the computer game because that's a completely different review, and to be honest, it's not something I really want to do. But the computer game line is Bioshock and obviously Bioshock 2. Now, all I'm going to say on it is that Bioshock is easily up there in my top 5 all-time computer games favourites. It's so good, very immersive. The storyline is just fantastic. I'm only part way through Bioshock 2. Haven't really scratched the surface with it yet, so I don't know about that. So far, fantastic. I'm loving the improvements and the whole character and who you are and what you're doing. Really enjoying it. So yeah, but Bioshock's definitely my favourite. But the character that I want to review and the figure that I bought is the little sister. Now, just a little bit of a backstory for anyone who might not know about Bioshock. Basically, it's set in an underwater city, a fictional underwater city called Rapture, created by Andrew Ryan. And in this underwater city, they discover sea slugs that have a substance in them called Adam. Now, Adam can be used to upgrade your human DNA so that you can have physical enhancements called plasmids, or mental enhancements called gene tonics. Now, what this basically means is that you can use it to increase your intelligence or increase a certain aspect of your mental abilities, and you can also buy plasmids, which basically mean you can set things on fire with the click of a finger. You can set up cyclones, you can move things with telekinesis, and it's really cool. The problem is that the more you use it, or the more you, as they term it, splice, because it's called splicing, and the more you do that, the more clinically insane you become. And people who overuse the technique are called splicers. Now, at the time of the game, the whole of Rapture is pretty much occupied by splicers. That's pretty much the whole sole population of Rapture. Now, the little sister, this little thing, she walks around with this needle and she collects Adam from all the dead splicers. And what she does then is she drains the blood basically from all the dead splicers, and what she does then is she drinks it, which is quite creepy, but there you go. So she drains the blood, she drinks it, and what happens is she has a symbiotic sea slug inside her, which then separates the blood from the Adam. The sea slug then collects the Adam, and it can then be extracted safely, so it can be reused, kind of thing. That's the whole point. And because of that, the little sister is kind of possessed by the sea slug. She can detect Adam, and that's all she wants, is to collect the Adam or save the angels, as she always says. Lost my train of thought. So yeah, and the whole thing throughout the game is that you see these little sisters and you can either harvest or rescue them. Now, to harvest them means basically you kill the sea slug and you kill her, but it means you get more Adam, which keeps you alive. Or you can rescue her, which means you take just enough Adam to keep you going, but it destroys the sea slug in a humane way, which means that the little sisters survive. But once the sea slug's gone, they then lose, they turn back to how they used to be. So that's pretty much the whole backstory of the little sisters, except for that they walk around, they're protected by Big Daddies, which is another character which I'll say for another review. So that's the little sisters. They pretty much go around draining people's blood and drinking it. So very colourful, but there you go. So now we'll move on to the review of the figure. And so here is the little sister figure. Now, this, as I said before, is from Neca. I'm just going to put this off to the side for a second. And this is the little sister figure. Now, this is fantastic. It's just so well made. The detail in it is just fantastic. I mean, I'll just zoom in there on the face there, and it's just absolutely beautiful. The detail, I mean, I don't know how close I can get to it, but the detail there is just fantastic, all the way through to the hair, which you can just see there. Absolutely amazing detail. And the thing I like as well is the blood splatter on her dress here, where she's obviously harvested a splicer, got the blood, and it's gone all over. It's brilliant. And she's even got some blood on her hand there. You know, and it's just all so creepy. While at the same time, she has, you know, just like this really innocent, cute kid face as well. And it's kind of like, how can something that looks like this be so creepy? And I think that's what adds to it as well. It's just such a fantastic figure. I mean, right down to the legs. Right down to the legs as well. And the fact, one thing I really like is the detail on the toes. I mean, there, you can just see it there, right the way down to the toenails, and how her feet are just so well detailed. Just fantastic, absolutely fantastic little figure. And like the little ribbon on the back as well, which is just like, she's just so innocent, but then you just look at the eyes and you're like, yeah, no, she's not. Not really, she's not. As far as articulation goes, her head will spin 360 degrees, but I'm not going to do it because it'll just remind everyone of The Exorcist. You know, half expected to start throwing up if I did. Her head's on a ball joint. I can't say that without making it sound like I'm saying boil. Head's on a ball joint, so it'll also pivot round. Her arms at the shoulder are also on a ball joint, so they'll turn, they'll spin, and they'll bend at the elbow as well, like that, both on both sides. Now this is one thing that I don't like. Sorry, let me just put your arms up there though. The bend, I mean, there it's not so bad, you can't really tell, but if you were to do that as if she was sitting down, you know, it's a very unnatural bend. It's like the waist is here, so, but I mean, obviously there's no physical way they could do that, because this is all made into a dress. So, you know, there's no way they could have done that. I mean, so I'm not nitpicking. I'm just saying, you know, it's just quite weird when you kind of do that as if she was sitting down. It's like, yeah. And there's nothing else really needed to make this thing any more creepy than it already is. So her legs are also kind of on a ball joint. This looks all wrong, I'm so sorry, but they kind of will move up and down at the hip, like that. And they also bend at the knee, right there, and that's about it. Apart from the waist, the only other thing that I have wrong with this figure, and it's so small, is that her leg here is very loose. Extremely loose, and that's the same on all her joints. They're very loose, which, I mean, she's that petite that it's not surprising, and it's not something I really dislike. It's just every time I move her, it's like I feel she's going to break. So that's the only thing really, but I mean, it's just a case of, for God's sake, be careful. Obviously she comes with her Adam harvesting needle, syringe. Let's see if I can just get, there we are. That is obviously where the blood will be collected, and then it's got like a little dummy teat on the end, which just, and I mean, in the detail even in around here, where, I mean, that's the size of my finger, and like the detail in there for the nuts and bolts and all of that, it's just brilliant. Really well detailed. The whole thing is so well detailed. Absolutely fantastic figure. Now I picked this up for £5 from a local game store, Granger Games. Whether it's still there or not, I don't know, but totally worth. I mean, hell, that's a steal at £5. I think it's for such a well detailed figure. I have just ordered the Subject Delta Big Daddy figure, so I'm expecting that in the next few days. So you can expect a review of that when it comes. So that's pretty much it. If you're a fan of the Bioshock games and you like figures, then I'd say you need to collect this. It's just such good detail. Fantastic. It's amazing. So that's me for now. I hope you enjoyed the review. I shall be back again soon with another one. Until then, this is Spider-Kel with the little sister saying,
I'm ready for dream time, Mr. B.